When the Burmese Python met the Bandit, it wasn't just a clash of champions. It was a final chapter written in blood. From comeback chaos against Luis Santos
in a little bit of trouble there, and that's another heavy blow. Two heavy blows.
To a jaw-shattering elbow that dropped Roberto Soldic cold.
Trying to get back up. Kadestam on the left and a right. Soldic down again. It's over.
These warriors proved why their names echo through one championship history.
About his gas tires hurt.
From the base. Gappo in trouble.
Here are the 15 heavy battles where Aung and Zebaztian Kadestam take the stage. Aung versus Zebaztian Kadestam. Two former champions met for one final chapter in their storied rivalry. When Aung stepped in against Zebaztian Kadestam, nobody knew it would be his last fight. But once the bell rang, it was clear this wasn't going to be a slow goodbye. Round one was a chess match. Both men knew what the other was capable of. They picked their shots, circled, and showed respect through caution.
One thing Zebaztian doesn't get a lot of credit for.
Every strike was a test, every feint loaded with intention.
There it is, there's that pressure.
But round two, that's where everything changed. Aung came out sharper, more aggressive. The respect was still there, but the hesitation was gone. He started walking Kadestam down, landing short, thudding punches that chipped away at the Swede's defenses. Then came the moment. In round two, Aung trapped Kadestam against the ropes and let the hands go, a storm of punches and knees. One massive right hand dropped Kadestam flat. The follow-up was academic. A few more shots, and the referee stepped in. The fight was stopped at 2 minutes and 20 seconds into round two, giving Aung the TKO win and the perfect send-off. No better way to go out than with a finish and a Hall of Fame spot waiting. After closing his career with a perfect finish, we look back at a brutal title defense. Zebaztian Kadestam versus Georgi Kichagin. This was the classic striker versus grappler setup, and for nearly 2 rounds, it looked like the grappler had it figured out. Zebaztian Kadestam came in as the reigning welterweight world champion.
Takedown from Sapo as Kadestam goes right into the knee.
But Georgi Kichagin wasn't interested in a firefight. From the opening seconds, he went straight for the takedown,
14 of them he has. Shoots in for an early single leg.
Pressing Kadestam to the mat and grinding him out against the fence. Over and over, Kichagin dragged him down, smothered him,
Muay Thai champion Zebaztian Kadestam. Shoots in again, does Kichagin.
and made the champion work for every inch of space.
There he does so. A champion on his back. An elbow to the tree.
For most of round one and deep into the second, Kadestam was stuck playing defense. Every time he stood, Kichagin wrapped him up again, keeping him away from the striking range he thrives in.
So he's able to get a hand clasp and take.
But that kind of pressure comes with risk. And near the end of round two, it finally backfired. In a tight clinch against the cage,
Those leg kicks are starting to welt up the legs of Kichagin.
Kadestam carved out just enough room. Then he fired a brutal left elbow, one clean shot to the temple.
The orbital, that'll make you give up the leg.
Kichagin's body sagged, rocked to his core. The round ended seconds later, but the damage was already done. Kichagin couldn't answer the bell.
Elbow, cracks him with it. Oh, he's tagged him. He's tagged him with that elbow.
Zebaztian Kadestam wins by TKO, corner stoppage at the end of round two. That gritty win came at a cost. But elsewhere, another warrior was locked in a 5-round war. Aung versus Ken Hasegawa. There was no clear control in Aung versus Ken Hasegawa at 1. Spirit of a warrior, just 2 men pushing past their limits. Right away, the fight turned into a war. Aung attacked the body with thudding kicks, while Hasegawa marched forward, throwing sharp combinations and refusing to back off. In the second round, the pace intensified. Hasegawa let his hands fly with non-stop pressure, while Aung La answered with heavy counters.
Not overextending himself.
Both fighters were absorbing punishment and showing no signs of slowing. By the third, fatigue set in, but neither man backed down.
As they both land punches.
Hasegawa kept pressing with a badly swollen eye, and Aung La began picking his shots. Crisp elbows in close and punishing rights down the pipe. His bodywork added up, chipping away at Hasegawa's resolve with every exchange. Then came round 5. Aung La slammed a right hand into Hasegawa's ribs, and it finally broke him. Hasegawa staggered, exposed. A devastating uppercut followed, dropping him hard. The referee stepped in at 3:13, ending an all-out war. Aung La Sang scored a knockout in one of the most brutal back-and-forth battles in one championship history. No one came out the same, but only one stood tall at the end. From chaos and heart, we shift to cold efficiency, a quick, calculated finish in the very first round. Valmir da Silva versus Zebaztian Kadestam. The instant the fight started, Zebaztian took command, driving Valmir da Silva backward with non-stop aggression.
Jab, right hand, high kick from Zebaztian.
Da Silva couldn't find space, couldn't find rhythm. His responses were half steps, jabs, and low kicks thrown just to keep Kadestam off him. But Kadestam wasn't rushing. He was reading. Feints, movement, subtle angle shifts, and then he saw the window. Just past the 1-minute mark, Da Silva tried to explode in with a combination.
Drop that left hand low, Zebaztian. Nice high.
Kadestam ducked under and fired back with a counter right hand that cracked clean across the jaw. Da Silva staggered, legs shot, eyes searching for the cage wall. Kadestam turned up the volume. He trapped him against the fence and poured on the punishment. Knees to the body, uppercuts ripping through the guard, non-stop violence. Da Silva absorbed everything until the final shot came crashing through, a right hand that folded him instantly. The ref jumped in. The fight was over at 1:46 of round 1. After that striking masterclass, another fighter stepped up in weight to prove skill beats size. Aung La Sang versus Alang Ngalani. Aung La faced Alang Ngalani in an open weight bout. Ngalani was a chiseled heavyweight with knockout power.
Good rock. Oh my word! A spinning kick that knocked Hassan straight down.
But Aung La wasn't there to play it safe. He came forward from the start, closed the gap, and rocked Ngalani with a clean overhand right. The strategy was clear. Get the fight to the ground and wear the big man out. But Ngalani wasn't easy to control. He reversed the takedown and ended up on top. Using his size to smother Aung La on the mat. For over 3 minutes, Ngalani stayed heavy, while Aung La worked relentlessly to escape. Eventually, Aung La found his moment. He slipped free, stood up, and shifted the pace. Ngalani, beginning to slow down, left an opening during a clinch exchange. Aung La pounced. He wrapped up a tight guillotine choke, pulled guard, and dropped to his back, locking it in deep. Ngalani tried to muscle out, but there was no space and no air. The tap came quickly. Aung La Sang submitted Alang Ngalani in the first round. It was technique over size, composure over chaos. He walked in as a middleweight and left with a heavyweight statement. The submission was slick, but next, someone needed only seconds to end things with one clean shot. Zebaztian Kadestam versus Yuri Lapicus. Zebaztian Kadestam ended it before the crowd even had a chance to settle into their seats. From the opening seconds, he marched forward to meet Yuri Lapicus right in the center of the cage, exuding calm confidence wrapped in quiet aggression. Both men traded sharp strikes early, testing each other's reactions. But Kadestam's composure stood out.
Lapicus is mixing things in already. Look at Zebaztian, take it to the end.
Lapicus tried to close the distance, looking to tie things up and drag the fight into his world. But Kadestam refused to be trapped. He circled away, kept the separation he wanted, and began to find his rhythm.
Quick strikes in tight from Lapicus, the knee.
Light on his feet, loose in the shoulders, eyes locked on the target as he measured range with surgical precision.
Pop right back up, but Yuri's touching him on the feet here.
Then came the moment that changed everything. Barely 45 seconds into the fight, Kadestam unleashed a thunderous right hand that landed clean on the chin. The impact echoed through the arena as Lapicus staggered backward, disoriented and exposed. Sensing blood, Kadestam pounced. He swarmed with a ruthless flurry, punch after punch, each one heavier than the last, until Lapicus crumpled to the canvas. The referee rushed in to stop the onslaught, waving it off just 51 seconds into the first round.
With Giorgio Petrosian, so he is around.
It was an emphatic highlight reel knockout, a statement win that reminded everyone why Zebaztian Kadestam remains one of the most dangerous strikers in the game. That highlight reel finish echoed loudly, but it was answered swiftly with a first-round knockout of equal force. Aung Sang versus Leandro Ataides. Sometimes all it takes is one window, and Aung Sang knows exactly when to crash through it. Facing Leandro Ataides at one, Battleground.
He looks to take it to the ground, but as I say that,
This catchweight clash started with a clear strategy from the Brazilian. Close the distance, take it to the mat, and avoid a firefight. Early on, Ataides got what he wanted. A clean double-leg takedown put Aung on his back.
He does like to carry his hands down by his waist. He's a gunslinger. Oh, that was a beautifully timed double.
Pinned against the cage. From top control, Ataides chipped away with body shots, trying to wear him down before the real bombs started flying. But Aung doesn't stay down for long. He created space, scrambled to his feet, and from there, everything changed. Once upright, he took control of the tempo. Fast combinations, crisp timing. Ataides tried to drag him back into the grind, but the defense held up. Then came the turning point.
Down for another double.
Aung uncorked a series of punches that stunned the Brazilian, backing him up, breaking his rhythm.
Aung Sang, another high kick.
And then he landed the right hand. Clean, sudden, violent. Ataides dropped like a stone. Aung followed with a final flurry until the referee stepped in at 3:45 of round one. That's how quickly it can end when you give Aung just one opening. And this time, he didn't miss. Another dominant showing followed. Same energy, same ending before the first round clock could expire. Aung Sang versus Gilberto Galvão. Right from the opening bell, he marched forward, firing sharp strikes that forced Galvão on the defensive. Galvão tried to slow things down by closing the distance and pressing Aung against the cage.
Big wild punches coming from Galvão early.
He scored a single-leg takedown, but Aung quickly popped back to his feet and reversed the position, pinning the Brazilian to the fence instead. Once they returned to open space, the exchanges heated up. Both fighters swung with intent, but Aung's precision made the difference. He landed a series of clean right hands that rocked Galvão and exposed his fading defense. A desperate takedown attempt followed, but Aung sprawled easily. After a brief pause for an illegal knee, the action resumed. Then came the finish.
But Galvão is big, strong, and powerful.
Aung turned up the pressure, unleashing a relentless flurry of knees and punches. A brutal knee to the head stunned Galvão, who staggered back into the cage. Sensing the end, Aung poured it on. His follow-up strikes broke Galvão's posture. When Galvão collapsed to his knees, the referee stepped in. The stoppage came at 3:12 of the first round. It was clinical, explosive, and decisive. Aung La didn't wait. He seized control, found his moment, and ended the fight. Momentum building, another explosive performance was delivered, this time under the pressure of a high-stakes clash. Aung La Sang versus Brandon Vera. Aung La Sang and Brandon Vera met in a clash of champions for the one light heavyweight world title, and the action was every bit as explosive as expected. From the opening bell, Aung La came forward with intent, chopping at Vera's lead leg with heavy kicks and firing sharp combinations upstairs.
Background, the national martial art of Myanmar.
Vera, the bigger man, stayed patient and dangerous, returning fire with thudding body kicks and quick counters that kept the champion honest.
Aung La edging forward. Roundhouse kick scooped away by Vera.
Aung La slipped at one point, giving Vera a fleeting opening. The heavyweight king rushed in, pressing him against the fence with a barrage of knees and tight punches. But Aung La showed his trademark composure, absorbing the pressure, resetting his stance, and firing back with renewed aggression.
He welcomed it in. He gave him the dime to make the phone call on the inside.
Round 2 was all Aung La. He walked Vera down relentlessly, hammering the legs, breaking his rhythm, and drawing him into close-range exchanges. Then came the turning point, a spinning back elbow that landed flush on Vera's temple.
Wobbled just ever so slightly, but then look at the spinning back elbow connects to
The shot wobbled him instantly. Aung La followed up with precision, unleashing a right hook that sent Vera crashing to his knees. The champion swarmed with ground and pound until the referee had seen enough. The stoppage came at 3:23 of round 2, a definitive finish and another emphatic statement from Aung La Sang, proving once again why he stands among the greatest in one history. With confidence riding high, it was time for a dangerous showdown against one of the sport's most feared strikers, Roberto Soldic versus Zebaztian Kadestam. At Fight Night 10 in Colorado, Zebaztian the Bandit Kadestam stepped into the circle to face Croatian knockout artist Roberto "Robocop" Soldic, a clash between two of the most dangerous finishers in the game. Between them, 29 stoppages. Expectations couldn't have been higher. Still, no one could have predicted how violent it would end. Kadestam started fast, using low kicks and feints to set his range.
Swing and a miss with the left to start for Soldic, gauging that range.
Soldic likes to lead with the left.
While Soldic immediately fired back with trademark power, the Croatian pressed forward, landing his feared left hand and pushing the Swede onto the back foot. A cut opened above Kadestam's eye as Soldic controlled the early exchanges, dictating the pace and space. But beneath the surface, Kadestam was reading him, studying every movement, every tell.
Sebastian needs to pick up on this left hand and utilize some sort of counter against it, Rich.
He was biding his time, waiting for the perfect counter. That window opened early in round 2. Soldic stepped in with a looping left hook to the body, but Kadestam met him with a lightning-fast left elbow, clean, crushing, and final. Soldic dropped instantly. Kadestam pounced with ruthless precision, hammering him against the circle wall with a furious barrage.
Soldic lost his balance, and now firing away is Kadestam.
A thunderous right hand sent Soldic down again, and a final right-left combination sealed it. The referee waved it off at 0:45 of round 2, a brutal finish, a third consecutive knockout, and with it, Zebaztian Kadestam announced to the world, "The Bandit is back." On the very same night, another fighter stepped into the cage and pulled off a quick, slick submission. Aung La Sang versus Fan Rong. There's a difference between a comeback and a resurgence fueled by fire. When one Fight Night 10 in Colorado, Aung La, the Burmese Python, Sang walked in with 2 straight first-round knockouts. But across from him stood Fan King Kong Warrior. Rong, a powerful finisher, a ground threat, and a man eager to test the legend's chin in takedown defense. Round 1 started sharply. Aung La fired off a high kick, then peppered Fan Rong with looping shots and nasty uppercuts.
Really interested to see the improvements that he's made in his striking. His wrestling is always top level, but...
A right hand split the skin outside Rong's eye, and by the end of the round, he was wobbling under pressure.
Back to action as they trade with a right They both fired a right and Fan.
But Wrong wasn't done. Not yet. Round 2 exploded. Fan Wrong came out swinging, landed a massive right that knocked Aung La back. He charged, hungry to finish, and went for the takedown. Big mistake. Aung La wrapped him up mid-shot, latched on a guillotine like a snake tightening around its prey, and squeezed. Hard tap.
Yeah, but that's probably, it's kind of going for a
48 seconds into round 2 submission victory. That's 3 straight finishes for the Burmese Python. 3 different and 1 terrifying reminder. He's not just back, he's hunting. Before that win, he reminded everyone what happens when you shoot him blindly, especially against a sharp-timed knee. Yushin Okami versus Aung La Sang. You could feel the tension the moment they stepped into the circle. At 1-163, Singapore. 2 battle-worn icons, Aung La Sang, the former 2-division king from Myanmar, and Yushin Thunder Okami, the Japanese veteran with 50-plus fights to his name, were both chasing redemption. Okami moved first, diving in for a takedown within seconds, desperate to avoid Aung La's thunderous fists.
especially from that right side, but Yushin shoots in right away.
But the Burmese Python sprawled like a trap snapping shut. He stuffed the shot, reversed briefly into top control, and when they returned to their feet, the real kill began. Okami shot in again. Mistake. Aung La timed it to perfection. A brutal knee slammed into Okami's chin, mid-level change.
Early on.
The crack echoed through the arena. Okami's body buckled, legs gone, and Aung La didn't wait. He swarmed. The Myanmar legend rained down punishment until the ref dove in at 1:42 of round 1. Aung La stood up, fists raised, not just in victory but in memory. He dedicated the finish to his fallen teammate, Anthony Rumble Johnson. After years of setbacks, the Burmese Python was back, and he didn't just win. He made a statement in blood. As Aung La surged, Kadestam claimed gold.
The beginning of the end. And from here on,
Landing a knockout bomb deep in round 5. Zebaztian Kadestam versus Tyler Maguire. There are fights and then there are wars of attrition where both men bleed for inches and only one walks out with gold. That was the scene at Warrior's Dream when Zebaztian Kadestam went to war with the undefeated Tyler Maguire for the vacant one welterweight world title. For 4 full rounds, it was a battle of styles. Maguire brought the grind, relentless pressure, clinch work, and takedown attempts that never stopped coming. Kadestam, calm behind the storm, picked his shots. He defended, bled, and waited. Because Kadestam wasn't just trying to survive, he was setting a trap.
Get away from 2 takedowns and survive some dangerous positions there.
Round 5. Maguire, still pressing forward, left a sliver of space and Kadestam found it. One sharp elbow cut through the clinch like a blade. Then came the bomb, a perfectly timed right hand that detonated on Maguire's jaw. He crumbled.
Huge punch. Look at that right hand. Catches Tyler Maguire right on the...
Kadestam pounced, raining down punches until the ref had no choice. Time of death, 4:32 of the final round. Zebaztian Kadestam, crowned champion by knockout. Before his title win, Kadestam dismantled in Malaysia with relentless pressure and killer instinct. Zebaztian Kadestam versus Thani. When others stall at the edge of danger, Kadestam charges straight through and leaves wreckage behind. At pursuit of power, when he stepped into hostile ground in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, and did what no man had done before, knocking out Agalan alligator Thani. For the first round, Kadestam came out like a man with a message. He stalked Thani, throwing stiff strikes that backed the hometown hero into the cage. A violent leg kick swept Thani off his feet, and by the time Kadestam landed a spinning back kick and raked his skull with elbows, the crowd's cheers started turning into concern. Round 2, different rhythm. Thani roared back, snapping kicks, heavy combos, and a head kick that slammed flush into Kadestam's jaw. The Swede smiled through it, not in arrogance, but like a man who just decided to stop playing games. Then came round 3. Kadestam unleashed hell. Jab cross.
Understands a jab combo from the Swede.
Flying knees, spinning fists. The pace went nuclear. A left hook dropped Thani like a felled tree. Desperate, the alligator shot for a leg and got swatted away. Kadestam hunted him down with a savage knee, downward elbow, cross elbow, then shoved him to the canvas like a dead weight. The ref stepped in at 1:56 of round 3. TKO. First man to stop Thani, first man to silence Kuala Lumpur.
His hands down by his waist and just lets it go. Look at that.
And before any of that glory, he entered as the underdog and left with one of the greatest comebacks ever. Zebaztian Kadestam versus Luis Santos. Have you ever seen a man walk into a fight he was never supposed to win and flip the script in under 3 minutes? That's exactly what went down at one Dynasty of Heroes when late replacement Zebaztian Kadestam stepped into the cage against Brazilian powerhouse Luis Santos in Singapore. And for 2 rounds, it looked like the execution was underway. Santos opened like a monster.
You gotta wonder, is the title challenger and the champion in the welterweight?
Thudding body kicks that shook the cage. Lightning-quick takedowns that slammed Kadestam into the mat. From top control, he rained elbows and knees with clinical violence. Kadestam was trapped.
Offense from the bottom, but when you have somebody as strong as Santos is on top of you.
Every time he tried to stand, Santos dragged him back into the abyss. Blood, bruise, exhaustion. The writing was on the wall. But Kadestam had a plan. Survive the storm. Force Santos into deep water. Round 3 began, and Santos started to fade. Kadestam saw it. He pressed forward, stalking the once invincible giant. Santos shot in for another takedown, and Kadestam shut it down hard. Then came the turning point, a brutal knee straight to the chin. Santos buckled.
Diving takedown from Sapo as Kadestam goes right into the...
Kadestam moved in for the kill. Punches, another knee, then another. Santos collapsed under the weight of it all. The ref waved it off. 2:18 of round 3, a shocking KO. Kadestam didn't just pull off a comeback. He dismantled a legend, piece by piece. If you enjoyed watching Legends Go to War, hit that like, subscribe, and share it with your fight crew. Drop a comment. Who should step into the circle next?